Octopuses, Strange and Wonderful by Laurence Pringle, illustrated by Merrill Henderson. The shark was hungry. As it swam, its eyes scanned the water below, searching for food. There, a brownish octopus was moving along the sandy bottom. The shark dived towards its prey. It lunged closer, closer. Its mouth gaped wide to grab the octopus. Suddenly, the shark found itself in a dark underwater cloud. It couldn't see. Its jaws snapped shut on a mouthful of inky water. The octopus, now pale white, jetted safely away. Octopods, not octopi. Many people believe that another way to say octopus is octopi. Some dictionaries say so. That would be true if this animal's name came from Latin. However, it comes from the ancient Greek word octopus. In Greek, the plural is octopods. Within seconds, the octopus had released a cloud of ink, changed its body color, and jetted through the water. These are just some of the amazing abilities of octopus that help them escape enemies. Octopus can also change their body shapes and even the texture of their skin. They can squeeze through tiny holes and crevices. Curious and smart, they can solve problems, learn quickly, and remember. Octopus are the most intelligent of all invertebrate animals, those without backbones. They are probably smarter than many animals that have backbones, including reptiles and fish. Some scientists think that octopus may be as smart as cats or dogs. These brainy creatures are part of a huge animal group, the mollusk. There are more than 100,000 kinds of mollusk. They all have soft bodies with no bones. Most are protected by a hard outer shell. Mollusks include snails, clams, oysters, scallops, mussels, limpets, conchs, and cowries. The list can go on and on. Clams and most other mollusks have a simple nervous system. In contrast, octopus have a well-developed nervous system, a big brain, and keen eyes. They are part of a remarkable mollusk group called Cephalopods. Cephalopod means headfoots, with their limbs next to their heads. Cephalopods live only in salt water and in every ocean. They include octopus, squids, cuttlefish, and nautiluses. Nautiluses are the only cephalopod with an outer shell. The weight and shape of the shell makes them slow swimmers. They lack arms but have about 90 tentacles. Tentacles are longer and thinner than arms. Nautiluses have 30 or more walled spaces or chambers inside their shells. A nautilus can change the amount of water and gas, mostly nitrogen, in the chambers, which allows it to move up or down rather quickly. Cuttlefish are not fish but cephalopods. The biggest of 120 cuttlefish species is only about 3 feet long. Cuttlefish catch small fish and other prey with suckers on their 8 arms and on the tips of their 2 tentacles. Within their bodies is cuttlebone, a shell-like material riddled with small spaces. Like a nautilus, a cuttlefish can control the amounts of gas or water stored within those spaces to help it move up or down in the water. Squids are the fastest moving of all cephalopods. They are sometimes called the sprinters of the sea. Their bodies get some support from a long, thin inner piece of cartilage called a pin. Like cuttlefish, squid have 8 arms and 2 long, thin tentacles. Most of the nearly 300 squid species are less than a foot long. However, a squid is Earth's biggest cephalopod. The giant squid measures from one end of its body to the tips of its outer stretched tentacles. It can grow to be 60 feet long, about as long as 2 big school buses. It also has the biggest eyes of any animal on Earth, the size of volleyballs or dinner. Octopus species number about 300, including little-known kinds that drift freely in oceans or live deep underwater. They all have surprisingly short lives. Most species live less than a year. The giant Pacific octopus may live up to 3 or 4 years. Whether an octopus is big or little, all species have the same key body parts, shown here. Mantle. The mantle may look like a head, but an octopus's head with eyes, mouth, and brain is connected to the bag-like mantle. Within the muscular mantle are a stomach, kidneys, gills, and other organs, and 3 hearts. 2 of the hearts pump blood through the gills, where oxygen is taken from the water. The other heart pumps blood carrying oxygen through the body and arms. Funnel, or siphon, carries water out of the mantle. Water is drawn in through slits in the mantle. After gills take vital oxygen from it, the water is pushed out of the funnel. Gills take oxygen from water. Your lungs take oxygen from air. Arm. An octopus has 8 powerful arms and no tentacles. Each arm is lined with suckers. An octopus can control each arm and sucker independently of the others. There may be more than 200 suckers on an arm. Each one can feel, taste, and tightly grip whatever it touches. Beak. Within an octopus's mouth is the one good-sized part of its body that is hard and inflexible, its beak. Its only other hard parts are a ribbon of tiny teeth called the radule, near the mouth. Just a few species of octopus, especially the giant Pacific octopus, grow large. Most are much smaller. Many can nestle in the palm of your hand. Octopus differ dramatically in other ways too, as shown here. The California lilliput octopus is Earth's smallest known octopus, arms and all. It measures no more than an inch long. The Caribbean Payam octopus is bigger, but its arms are less than 4 inches long. It often hides in empty snail and clam shells, or even in empty bottles in the seafloor. The giant Pacific octopus hunts for food in both shallow and deep waters. It can travel a mile deep in search of prey. Each arm can measure more than 6 feet long. Males of this species can weigh 100 pounds, and females about 60 pounds. But few grow to be that big, with the average at about 25 pounds. The mimic octopus lives in shallow waters near Indonesia. Like all octopus, it can change its look, but does so in special ways. It can look and swim like a slender sea snake, a flat flounder, or a dangerous lionfish, which it mimics here. The flapjack devilfish is sometimes called a jellyfish octopus. Its jelly-like body helps it survive the great water pressure in the deep water where it lives. On its legs, it has both suckers and thin fingers of skin, called cyteri. They help the octopus hunt for food in total darkness by sense of touch and by detecting chemicals in the water, like odors in the air. Measuring octopus. In an instant, an octopus can change its mantle shape or make its arms short or long. Researchers do not rely on measurement of length. They consider octopus weight to be more reliable measure, since that does not change. An imaginary octopus attack. People used to fear octopus. In the 1800s, fiction writers made up stories of octopus attacking ships and divers. These imaginary monsters were sometimes called devilfish. Later, octopus were portrayed as dangerous animals in many movies. Real octopus rarely harm people. Big or little, they avoid humans, either by hiding or fleeing. However, if an octopus is accidentally stepped on or grabbed, it may defend itself. It might bite with its beak, though this is uncommon. All octopus have poison that helps them subdue prey, but just 4 octopus species can be deadly to people. These 4 kinds of small blue-ringed octopus live in the shallow seawater of Australia and Indonesia. Among the most deadly animals on Earth, they bite with a nerve poison that can kill a human within minutes. Like all octopus, they avoid people. Swimmers and divers are warned to watch out for them. and blue ring octopus cause very few deaths. No hard shells protect the soft bodies of octopus. They are hunted by shark, halibut, moray eels, barracudas, sea otters, seals, and many other sharp-toothed predators. How can they survive? One way is to lose an arm, then escape. Nerves in the arm keep its muscles working for a few moments, and the still wiggling arm is eaten by the predator while the octopus flees and hides. An octopus can survive very well with 7 arms. Over many weeks, a new arm grows back. An octopus can also get away by releasing a cloud of dark ink through its funnel. If necessary, it can quickly squirt ink several times. The ink is stored in a sac within its mantle. It usually forms a big loose cloud, but some octopus can squirt ink into a decoy, an octopus-shaped cloud. An ink cloud may contain chemicals that irritate a predator's eyes or block its sense of smell. This can be vital. Moray eels, for example, hunt more by scent than by sight. For a quick escape, an octopus can jet away. Its strong mantle muscles force out a quick burst of water. This pushes the octopus's body through the water, just as air rushing from a balloon can cause it to zoom across a room. To jet again, the octopus must take water into its mantle cavity, then squirt it out once more. An octopus fleeing from danger can also try to find shelter. It can squeeze its body through a small opening, one that is too tiny for a predator. Here's an amazing fact. If an octopus's beak, its only inflexible part, can pass through an opening, its whole body can too. Octopus that live in the deep ocean, like the flapjack devilfish, do not produce ink. In their lightless world, ink would be useless. However, some deep ocean octopus may have glow-in-the-dark bioluminescence that lures prey animals close or helps scare away predators. The most amazing of all octopus escape tricks is the ability to change the color and texture of their skin as well as their shape. In less than a second, an octopus can change to look like a sandy sea bottom, a bumpy rock, or part of a colorful coral reef. Of course, an octopus's camouflage can also help it hunt by surprising a crab, fish, or other prey. Within octopus skin are as many as 2 million tiny sacs called chromatophores. Each one contains a color, red, yellow, or brown. Muscles tighten or loosen the chromatophores to control what colors and amounts of colors are displayed. An octopus can also create patterns of spots or stripes. Beneath the chromatophores are cells that act like tiny mirrors. They reflect light. If an octopus is hiding in a place that is mostly green, these cells reflect that color. Also, octopus skin has muscles that can make its surface look smooth or bumpy. Hunting predators often look for the eyes of the prey they're seeking. Octopus can disguise their eyes with color patterns. They can also create bumps on the skin around their eyes, and they can produce lines on their skin that match up with the slit pupils of the eyes and help hide them. Predators also have a search image in their brains when they hunt, a picture of what they're looking for, just as a person does when looking for a misplaced cell phone, book, or other objects. By continually changing their shape and colors, octopus can mismatch a predator's search image and confuse it. Lizards called chameleons are well known for quickly changing their body colors. However, they're slowpokes compared to octopus. An octopus skin can look dramatically different in a small fraction of a second, and that is just the start of an octopus's camouflage ability. Given a little more time, the octopus also changes the shape of its mantle and arms so that it seems to disappear in its habitat. Both humans and octopus predators can be fooled by an octopus's moving rock trick. Octopuses have been filmed crossing a dangerous open sandy area disguised as a rock covered with seaweed. The rock moves slowly. The seaweed sways as though it was pushed by currents. Then, when the rock reaches a coral reef or other hiding place, It disappears as the octopus blends into its new surroundings. Can you find 6 octopus hidden on these pages? Check your searching success on page 31. While avoiding predators, octopus themselves catch and eat a lot of animals. They consume a great variety of sea life, including crabs, fish, and shrimp. They also eat many of their distant relatives, clams, and all other sorts of other shelled mollusks. They also eat close relatives, other octopus. Octopus often hunt at night. They leave their dens and move through the water, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. They may jet for short distances. They usually crawl or walk on the tips of their arms. Sometimes all 8 arms hunt at once. They probe little hideouts for prey. They tip over rocks or coral pieces, then grab the crab or fish that was hiding there. With a blast of water from their funnels, they blow away sand to expose hidden crabs. Sometimes an octopus does a web over. It settles down on the seafloor or an area of reef with the webs between its arms spread out. It covers an area like a blanket, then goes after the animals that are trapped beneath it. When an octopus catches a crab, a chemical from the octopus's saliva starts digestion of its food even before it disappears down its mouth. Clams and other mollusks with shells are easy to catch, but not always easy to open. First, an octopus tries a quick, simple method. It uses its suckers and arms to pull apart the 2 halves of the clam's shell. If a mollusk's muscles are too strong, the octopus can use its beak to chip away part of the shell. Or it can drill a hole in the mollusk's shell using its radula. When chipping or drilling creates a small opening, the octopus secretes a chemical into the mollusk. This chemical weakens the clam's muscle so the shell halves can be pulled apart easily. Octopus often bring food home and eat in the safety of their dens. They toss out crab claws, clam shells, and other leftovers. Piles of these waste are called mid-ends. Scientists look for telltale mid-ends when they search for octopus dens. Octopus dens have small openings to help keep predators out. Often an octopus rearranges pieces of coral or other objects to make the den entrance even smaller. All sorts of places can hide octopus, even trash discarded by humans. For example, when a scientist looked in 9 beer bottles on the bottom of Washington Puget Sound, each one was the den of a small red octopus. Octopus change dens as they grow in size or when food gets scarce in the neighborhood. But they always keep their dens neat and clean. They do daily housekeeping, blowing out sand, gravel, and bits of uneaten food with bursts of water from their funnels. An octopus never shares its den with another octopus. They are always alone, except briefly at mating time. Octopus mate near the end of their lives. A male or female octopus may find its mate by sight or by visiting dens. Scientists believe that female octopus may also release a scent in the water that attracts males. After mating, females of some octopus species continue to live out in the open. Blue-ringed octopus do this, with eggs attached under the webs that stretch between their arms. However, most species lay their eggs within a den. Some species hang many thousands of eggs, each about the size of a grain of rice, in dangling clusters. Others glue about 100 large eggs to the den's walls or ceiling. Often a female octopus moves stones to completely block her den's openings. Now her home is much more than a hideout. It is a nursery for a whole new generation. Supermom seems like a good name for a female octopus. She guards her eggs from being eaten. She keeps them clean, wiping them with suckers on the tips of her arms and squirting them with water from her funnel. This also brings oxygen to the young as they develop within the eggs. Week after week, an octopus mother is steadfast. The time needed for the eggs to hatch varies from the octopus species and with water temperature. In warm tropical waters, the egg can hatch in a few weeks. In the colder north, a giant Pacific octopus mother may stand guard for as long as 6 months. During the entire time, an octopus mom usually doesn't leave her den. She doesn't eat and loses half of her weight. Her skin turns pale. When her young hatch, she may help them out of the den. She widens the opening and pushes them out with the burst of water. Then she dies. By this time, the father of the young is also dead. After mating, males stop hiding in dens and stop eating. They're easy prey for predators or starve to death. Hatchlings from the large egg. Hatchlings from small egg. The tiny hatchlings from the smallest egg have stubby arms. At first, their ability to produce ink and change color is not well developed. They swim and drift in ocean currents as they grow. Many are snared by jellyfish or gulped down by fish or other predators. Only a few out of every 1,000 live very long. Larger hatchlings from bigger eggs have long arms. These hatchlings, often from deep-sea species, are able to change color, spew out ink, jet, and hide. Right after hatching, they try to survive on the seafloor. Fish, crabs, and eels catch some, but more of these bigger hatchlings escape. Big or little, most young octopus die, but the survivors grow fast. They may live long enough to mate and produce a new octopus generation. Each year, many thousands of tons of octopus are caught for people to eat, especially in Europe and Asia. However, some people choose not to eat octopus because they admire these creatures so much. In the wild and in captivity, octopus show feelings or moods by changing color. They turn pale with fear. They flash red when annoyed or angry. Captive octopus can be shy or aggressive, but also friendly or playful. They often have favorite foods and favorite people. Sometimes an octopus dislikes one person in a laboratory or aquarium. When that person comes close, the octopus might squirt him or her with a jet of water. Captive octopus are given chances to show their intelligence. They solve mazes and even learn to do a task by watching another octopus do it. They can get at food that is inside a glass jar, closed with a cork or with a screw cap lid. Using their suckers, they pull out the cork or turn the lid counterclockwise to get the treat. Scientists are still full of questions about octopus. Little is known about many species, especially those of the deep ocean. Even close to shore species still hold many mysteries. For example, how do octopus, which do not see color, know in their brain how to camouflage themselves so well? We can all look forward to discovering more about some of the smartest animals in the sea.